Assalamu alaikum, good evening and welcome to Catering Circles Season 4. We're back for another episode tonight and it's going to be a very interesting one tonight because we've got something slightly different today. But without further ado, let's see what happened at our last episode.
Welcome to Season 4 of the Restaurant Talent Show 2019.
Our target is to keep everything in a safe.
Check the temperature of the dish with a probe and record it and monitor it.
So make sure that all our staff have up-to-date hygiene certificates.
Health and safety, now we do it every 6 months.
Physical, chemical, biological, allergenic. So we need to know what is it.
Pay attention to the cross-contamination.
Knowledge is always the power. If you have the training, you have the knowledge.
Training is one part of the full picture, but it's one of the essential.
Definitely clean as you go.
Training is an investment for the business and you get RIO, return on investment, quite a lot back.
Building insurance, content insurance, public liability insurance must have in place.
We get a company coming in, checking our fire safety equipment, also giving some advice.
We make sure that all our staff have got level 2, including the kitchen staff as well as the front of the house.
Do staff briefing every week, 15 minutes. Make sure that all the utensils, all the equipments are well cleaned.
If you are at least level 3 or level 4, so it means you are making sure what is cross-contamination.
Look at the hygiene rating. And if you've got less than 3, I can't insure you.
And in the short space of time they're given, it's so difficult.
To selling something that allergen is really need to be focused on. And
rather than buying in bulk, we buy weekly shopping.
You're always asked if you're not sure about something.
What we cook, what we are wastage, everything we write it down. Save money on insurance, get better cover.
I do have the results in my hand, so here we go. Going through to the business conference with 82% of the vote is Menston Spice. Well done, Ashraf Mir. And Master Chef Suruk Mir with 80%. Well done.
We just saw there 2 of our contestants from our last episode go through to the Business Conference 2020. Tonight we're going to find out what other 2 people will go through. But you know what? It's up to our judges tonight to actually decide what happens. So before further ado, let's have a brief introduction to our judges. If I can start with our far left, if I can introduce Mr. Ahmadus Samad Chaudhry, the Chairman of Channel S, the Chief Advisor to Catering Circle, a pioneer in the curry industry. He's actually a community champion, and more than that, he devotes a lot of his time bridging the gap between communities. Good evening, Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Fine. Fantastic. If I can move on in the middle, we have Asma Khan. Asma Khan is an Indian-born British chef, a restaurateur, cookbook author, and an unstoppable force for social change in the food industry. She's the founder of Darjeeling Express, where all the women team of housewives runs the kitchen. That's interesting. And lastly, she was also profiled in the 6th season of the documentary series Chef's Table. Good evening, Asma. How are you?
Very well, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. And right next to me, we have a friend of Channel S. We have Nikita Mulchadani. Is that correct? I'll pronounce it right?
Correct.
Yep. She's the MD of Meridian Grand. She's also the marketing manager at Imperial Cash and Carry. Also a PR marketing strategist with many years' experience in marketing. Good evening.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yep, welcome everybody. Yep, so we've actually met our judges and they've got a lot of work done today. Obviously we'll come back exactly what you've got to do. And we've also got other guests as well that we'll see soon. But without further ado, let's have a look at today's topic.
Episode 5, Attracting, Engaging and Retaining Female Staff to the Sector. Working on gender diversity, equality and inclusion to support and strengthen the restaurant industry. Let's have a look at the chef shortage scenario and how it can be addressed. Female chefs are underrepresented. 1 woman to every 5 male chefs in the UK, for example 18.5% female. Increased demand for chefs. Projections in 2017 suggested that at least 11,000 additional chefs would be needed over the next 5 years to meet growing demand. A shrinking labour pool. A third of the workforce is under 25. Between 2011 and 2016, the overall percentage of women in the chef workforce has remained the same. Too few chef apprentices in the sector. Too few full-time chef students entering and staying in the sector. The industry's long and inflexible hours. Chefs leave the profession. Chefs are often working 60 to 70 hours a week. Nearly 94,000 chefs are changing employment each year. 20% of chefs are leaving the profession. What needs to be done? A more accommodating kitchen environment will attract more female chefs. Growth in prominence of female chefs, such as Asma Khan, is helping attract more women into hospitality and show them what they can achieve.
I had to have the confidence to succeed in a male-dominated world. Women have always cooked in my culture, but we've never been paid, nor have we been honored and respected. I have an all-female kitchen. That gives us a great strength and great sense of joy. Darjeeling Express started as a business from my house. I began with supper clubs. I didn't even think of doing a restaurant. I was an Asian woman in my late 40s, never done anything like this. My advice to anyone starting a business is that you need to know very early that this is a tough road, but you also need to know that you're going to win.
Introduce a number of initiatives to support the female workforce, including a range of personal protective equipment specifically for women, a maternity, adoption and shared parental leave pack to help inform and support employees who are expecting or adopting a child, as well as those returning from maternity, adoption or shared parental leave. Give both genders the platform to begin in the industry and support their progress and careers in the hospitality industry.
We've seen the video. Let's meet a few more of our special judges and our mentors for today. If I can start on my far right, I have first Meghna Meher-Uddin. Assalamu alaikum, how are you? Yep, she's a consultant and a senior youth worker at Youth and Community Organisation. Lots of years of experience in the family business and also an award winner activist. How are you? Yep, fantastic. Next to her we have Mr. Ruhul Shamsuddin. He's an executive member of Catering Circle, also a multi-cuisine operator. How are you? You're looking good. You've got all these women to look after, so behave. Next to Ruhul we have Councillor Aisha Chaudhry. She's a Scrutiny Commission Chair, Health and Adult Social Care, previously Mayor's Advisor for Councillor in Beckton. Also, she's a successful businesswoman, a property developer, and a director of Four Seas Investment Limited. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Welcome today. Thank you. And next to Councillor we have Amy Chaudhry, a famous face to Channel S. She's an activist, social worker, human rights activist for Team, I hope I pronounced this right, Insanian. Thank you, Insanian, second time right. Yep. She's also a former member, Board of Directors at NRB Women's Investment Limited, and she also works for the YMCA in Bedfordshire. Yep. Also we can't forget, we've got our two mentors today. If we go ladies first, we have Sharina Ali. Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. You're a global head of PR and brand at Merlin Entertainment. Also, you're an international PR director at Atlantis Hotel in Dubai. We definitely want to go there. Yeah, and we know we can get a discount from. And hopefully we'll have a good show today. There's a lot of experience I can see. Obviously, we've got a very good friend of Channel S. We have Tufazil Mia. He's the treasurer of BBCA. He's also the finalist of Restaurant Star Show 2018. Also a winner of Catering Circle Season 2, Restaurant Talent Show 2017. He owns the Bailiff Restaurant in London, a very successful businessman in the catering sector. Good evening, how are you?
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening. Good.
Nice to be here.
Fantastic. You're always welcome, you know that.
Thank you.
We've actually met all our guests. We've met our mentors, we've met our special judges, we've met our panel judges. Without further ado, we need to go for a break. Come back soon. Welcome back after the break. Short break, but we're back again. We've actually met our panel judges and we've met the mentors and our special judges. But you know what? We need to meet some very special people. We need to meet our participants for today. Without further ado, let's have a look of who our participants are. We've met everyone today, and I think we should get ready and we should start round one. Right, judges, you've got big jobs on today. Obviously, I can see everyone's got pens and papers, and you've all got 20% of the votes each. So make loads of information, loads of tips. Also for you guys as well, you've all got 10% each. So it's important that also we actually look at what we're going to do. And end of the day, what it boils down to is 2 of our participants will actually go through to the Business Conference 2020. So it's going to be very tough. So guys, good luck, and let's start. Now, without further ado, obviously our judges, obviously we got you guys here, and what are you guys expecting today from the participants? Any tips that you can give them?
Well, in this sector, in the catering sector, there has been like a famine, with women entrepreneurs. They contribute a lot from the house, and they contribute to their husband's business as well from home, sometimes making samosas and so on.
Very much so.
But we have more or less failed to attract them to come to the industry, Some of them keep saying that once their children grow up, they will come to the industry. But it is about time they join the industry.
Fantastic. And obviously, Asma, you yourself run a very successful business, and you're very inspirational. What tips could you give to our participants today?
I think that it's about time that we change our attitude towards women.
Yeah.
It's very hard because we are still a very patriarchal society. But the fact that women have a lot to contribute. If the food you go at home is good enough for you, it should be good enough for your guests. And I think that is really important, that we need to honor the food that women make every day. We are behind a wall, we are this kind of, we produce the food and we're never acknowledged or applauded or celebrated for the fact that we are actually great cooks. And there are people and families, especially large Asian families, which are joint families, where 3 generations will eat on a table.
Yes.
So the food has got enormous symbolism, has stories, has significance. And I think this is, when women come into this sector, there will be a sea change, because it is really dying. They're dinosaurs, what you have now. That time has gone. The era of the 60s and 70s and 80s. You need that breath of fresh air. And you don't need to be necessarily that young. I'm not.
You've done fantastically well. Keep it going.
And so you can bring in the women who are at home.
Yeah.
We start from home.
Sure, fantastic. I think there's an old saying people used to say, you can't beat mum's cooking. Doesn't matter where you are, you can never ever beat mum's cooking.
So this can become a commercial thing as well.
Yes,
now.
Definitely. I think people are moving towards that, and obviously you're the prime example.
Yes.
Yep. Moving on to Nikita, what are you expecting today from our participants?
I think what I want to see today is how these participants have changed their attitudes, because a lot of this is all about food. I run a business myself. I run a family business. I had 2 older brothers who didn't want to get involved. And I was lucky enough that my dad, the people around me supported me in that. Now, what are these restaurateurs doing to make sure that they are supporting?
It's all about changing behaviour.
Changing the behaviours and changing the attitudes.
Yep.
So that's exactly what I want to see today.
Fantastic, brilliant. Thank you very much. So we've heard some tips from our panel judges, and I think it's time now to not grill our participants, but actually hear what they've got to say, and hopefully 2 of them will go through to the Business Conference in 2020. So if I can start with our first contestant, it's from Cliff Spice in Rochester, Sheikh Nurul Islam. If you can come to the dais, thank you. Hi Nurul, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Hello.
You can speak in Bangla as well if you want. It's not an issue.
Hello to
you. Yep. You've got 2 minutes to talk about your success story, or how to attract and engage and retain female staff. So your time starts now.
Yeah, thanks to our channels and everyone here. I started business soon as I was 18, 19. And so far, about 28 years, I'm running more than 10 or 11 restaurants. Now I got 2 restaurants. I got so far 7 are female, and one of my restaurants is even two people or two are female working in the even kitchen, because I give them like good environments. Plus I secure them, because otherwise when the man and female work together, I feel they feel they're not secure. But always when I go to my restaurant, I always tell my staff to behave, and if there's anything wrong, please tell us first. And always I'm they are so happy with me, and I thought even better than, I'm not saying better than chef, but they are really hard worker. Women are always hard worker, and especially whatever they're doing, their customers are so happy. And always, even my customers say, "Wow, you are done, well done," because I got especially female are working in my both restaurant, and I'll say to everyone, believe me or not, get involved with our youngster and especially women, female in our restaurant industry. Then we can save our industry, because now day by day is really short of staff, and I thought if it's like that, business will be, all the caterer maybe maximum will be dying, because we need a more female need to employ to the restaurant. That's what I'll say to everyone. But so far I got more than 7 female working in my both restaurant.
Yep, great, thank you. Yep, well done. Yep, thanks for finishing on time. If I can get our second participant to come on stage, it's Rusha Ancha from Jalsha Tandoori in Sidcup. Hi, Roka. So how are you?
I am fine. Thank you very much.
Good. Same question applies to you. 120 seconds to talk about how we can actually attract, engage and retain female staff. And your time starts now.
And thank you very much for everybody. First of all, I like this industry, this job, and I feel proud myself. It's long years I am involved with this trade. As like 20 years I am involved. And first of all, when I joined this industry, and luckily I got their boss, who is the Mr. Mukim. He convinced me how to moving in the restaurant, how to you comfortable your own zone. And from the beginning it was a little bit problem, because of the 26-7 is the staff, and I am the only one person, and the move being running, and sometimes is problem each other. And slowly after 2-3 months I learn, and I convince them, and I become a very good friendship with my colleague, and I haven't any problem. And my inspiration is really right way, as my knowledge is the 8 to 10,000 restaurant. My request is that all the owner who are watching today, everybody, if one restaurant keep it the one female in every restaurant, I think is coming the equal, and it's not going to be any problem for the staff or anything. And really, I am very happy for myself. And I don't know how long I have time. I have 25 seconds. Okay. Time, yeah. And where I am working, my owner also as a female, and she's also coming to work with me. And my boss also very young person, and he is always support me. In any rush time, he is giving me pass, and he's taking from me something, and he is sent to the kitchen, because in the rush time is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, it's very rush time. So yeah, is the management help in all the female staff. Yeah, thank you very much.
Very good. Yep, thanks for that. If I can get our third person to come on stage, it's Imran Ahmed from Longford Bolton, Coventry. A long way to come today.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, very
good.
good.
You made it just on time, just got there, yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
Good. Yeah. Same thing applies to you. We've got 120 seconds to talk about how your success story, how to retain female staff and how to get them engaged, and your time starts now.
Okay. Hello, good evening and assalamu alaikum. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to Channel S to invite me here. I have a very small business, and I started running it last 5 years. But I have a very big dream in the future. But in this situation, at this moment, when I'm training the thing is television channel, every channel they're focusing, oh, the restaurant is closing, takeaway is closing. That's because of the shortage of the staff. But what I did to cover up the stuff, I engaged one of the women, beautiful women, to work on my place. But what happened, like I found some difficulties to involve these women to the work because some other colleagues, what they do, they're saying like, say my restaurant, 3 people in the kitchen. Then what happened, like the chef, one day they're saying, chef saying, oh, we have a 2.5. Because there's a one woman, that's why they don't like it, you know what I mean? So they don't like to work with any other community or any other, like any other gender or whatever, you know what I mean? So this is one of the biggest problem I'm facing at this moment for the engaging the different background people into the work. But there's one good thing, when I engage these women to the work, I found a lot of easier to like get customer service. So like any complaints, too much greasy or less oil or more oil, salty. But when the women saying, hello, how can I help you? They stop, they lower their volume, and like I can resolve these issues like within like that. Like it's very easy for me. But and I would say like in the future we need to engage more and more people, because you see like Bangladeshi, we are Bangladeshi. Entire Great Britain, they knows Bangladeshi, only Bangladeshi can cook food. That means like all the chef. But when these chefs go to whom, they knows that women can cook the food,
I'll
not
let you
them.
finish the last sentence, yeah. I'll let you finish your last sentence, yeah.
So say again, sorry?
Finish your sentence.
Oh, yes, I was going to say, like, all the Great Britain, they like any background, everyone knows that the Bangladeshi chef is the best chef in the world, yeah? But when Bangladeshi chef go to their home, and they talk to them, he says, they knows, those chefs, they knows that the women is the most best chef for their home. You know
Thank you very much, Imran. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hopefully in round 2 we'll discuss more and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Imran.
You're welcome.
If I can get our third participant, it's we have here Shahida Banu Rahman from Eastern Bengal in London. Hi Shahida, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Yeah. Walaikum assalam. How are you doing? Okay.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank
you. Great. Obviously, we've heard from some of our male participants. Some of them are owners, and it's good to hear from a female owner as well. I mean, how do you engage your staff and retain your staff in your business?
All right. Well, I'll just give a little background to me coming into this business. I got married about 7 years ago. I wasn't a business-minded person. It was my husband that brought me forward. I had families and everything that was in the business industry, in the restaurant and everything. Coming into the restaurant industry has opened like minds completely. I'd like to go on to and say, you know, attracting, engaging in females is something that we really need to do, because it's something that's really falling apart now. Restaurants need to have a proper business structure. They need to involve, maintain excellent and working environment and efficient working environment. Male and female need to work together. You know, we just can't have males in the industry. You know, females need to be there as well. They give that little support. You know, one step forward, you can do that with women around there. We want them to, you know, we advertise job roles, part-time, full-time. We give the flexibility to women, you know, to attract them. We give the flexibility of work-life balance. You know, a lot of women are out there now. They've got children. I've got children of my own. I've got 3 children, alhamdulillah. I work around them. I can manage them. You know, if you've got the support, you need that encouragement, the support from your family. Give them that opportunity to go out. You know, we're not just the homemaker now. Men are there as well. You know, men have that support. You know, men, up yourself and say to your women, go out there, go work in the restaurant industry. Why not? You can cook at home. Go and cook outside as well. It's not something you can, why stay at home and cook? Other people like your cooking. I cook for other people as well. Why not? We offer holiday pay, sick pay, maternity, parental leave as well, because, you know, we need it nowadays. You know, everything's changing now. We motivate our staff by giving them a pay scheme. We offer from minimum wage. I know not all restaurants do, but we do give starting from minimum wage, and then we increase after a provisional period, after they've worked there for some time, with their performance. Also, we've got a little bit of a cultural belief where women, you know, they need to be behind doors and not take pictures and everything. Everyone's taking selfies. So we encourage our staff to take pictures and upload onto social media. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yep, very, very interesting. They're very, very interesting. Yep, moving on. If I can get Mr. Adnan Ahmed on from Orissa in West Suffolk.
Thanks for inviting me to the show.
Yep, fantastic. Do you know what you got to do?
Yeah, I've got a breakdown of what I've got to do. Yeah, I'm ready.
You got a great mentor next. You got a great mentor, haven't you? Who's your mentor today? We have. Is it Tafazal Bhai? Yeah.
Tafazal, yeah.
Here's your mentors. Obviously, you're mentoring all the gents, and Shayna, you're mentoring all the females. Yeah. So that's quite a fair. Yeah. So you're happy?
Yeah.
Good. Right. So we've got
a little bit more diversity.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good.
So we've got 120 seconds, obviously, and your time starts now.
All right. Thanks for inviting me. So basically, I started my business when I was 9. I didn't do it on my own. I had a partnership with my uncle. He's helped me develop myself as a man and also as a business person as well. Along the way, obviously, I've learned a lot off him in regards to hiring females and obviously having my auntie and people like that working behind us. Obviously, as the years have gone on, they've moved on, but I've obviously picked up on all that we need females in our industry. One of the main reasons we do need females is they're like the backbone of a male. Backbone of the business, backbone of everything. We always like to say that we want to see a friendly face, and a friendly face is usually a female face. No, you know, a lot of the times we see the male face, yes, that's the tradition, but we need to break from the tradition. We need to move forward in life. We need to move forward in the industry. Just like all the big names as well out there, the Indian industry does need to move forward with the times as well. Obviously, I provide a lot of feedback to all my staff. I treat everybody very equally. Whether you're male or female, we have to treat everyone on an equal level. Nobody likes to be belittled or felt smaller. All of them are all the same. We have a very friendly environment. All the chefs, all the waiters, everybody works as a team. We're like a family. So any females that come along, we always treat them as like, you know, they're our families that come on board. We need to make them welcome. Because at the end of the day, they're going to be supporting us as a restaurant and also developing the business and making us move forward and making us a better business, really. Obviously, my unique selling point is our food. All of our staff need to promote the food, especially the females as well, because obviously they can perform something a lot better than obviously guys can. The females obviously started off at home with the mums cooking. Everyone knows they're the best cooks, and obviously bringing them on board is the best thing as well. Sometimes I do some. Sometimes we do have promotions where we do get the mums to come in and cook for us, just to give them a taste of home as well.
Brilliant. Thank you. Cool. Thank you. Brilliant. Well, you've got a lot in there. You've got a lot in 120 seconds.
Right.
Yep. And lastly, we've now got Natasha Woolley from the Star Restaurant in Surrey. Hi, Natasha. How are you?
Hiya. Pleasure to be here.
Good. Do you know what you got to do?
I do.
You sure?
Yeah.
We ready?
I'm ready.
I'll tell you what. 120 seconds starts now.
Thank you very much. So I got into the industry when I was 16. I got in there because my father used to work in this particular restaurant, and I used to go with him when I was younger, you know, get to know all the restaurant, meet all the staff, hang around there and just meet the customers. So on my first day I walked in and immediately I was greeted, and the staff knew who I was, what I had to do, who I knew there already. They just brought me straight in, and immediately I looked around and all I saw were these Bengali men, about 5 or 6 of them, suited and booted in their black shirts and black trousers, setting the table ready for the night. And at that point I realised not only was I the newest, I was also the youngest and the only female, and obviously I felt quite vulnerable. But I just thought, you know, go in with an open mind, I'm here to work, I'm here to do a job. So I was shown what I had to do. You know, I was given the simple task of just doing poppadoms and talking to customers, getting to know the restaurant and then working myself up. I've been there for 3 years, and till this day I still remember my first phone call that I took when I became familiar with all the menu, etc. So I took the phone call and the customer stopped himself and said, "Oh, I didn't expect a female to answer the phone." And that stayed with me ever since. And since then, till this day, that customer still calls and asks to speak to me personally and take their order. So yeah, that's nice to know that I'm making an impact on the restaurant just for being myself, and also I guess for being female, because he wants to speak to a female, and you know, I guess our phone voices and our phone manner is different to a male's. We have that sort of charisma in our voice, I suppose. Since I started, there have been 4 other members of staff who are female to join our team alongside other males. 2 of them were English, and they were also formal customers. And when I asked them why they wanted to join our team, they said it was because they saw how well we worked as a group, as a team, and they wanted to join that and get their experience from there. So they joined our team, they enjoyed that, and they've left. And since then, presently, there's myself, an English lady, and a Romanian lady that works there. And only previously, one of our English ladies was approached by a customer to ask about a dish, and he said, "Oh, you don't look very authentic. I want to talk to the male member of staff." To which she was sort of stunned. So the male member of staff came over, and he allowed her to answer the question with him present in case she did make any mistakes. And she was able to answer it confidently, correctly, and the customer was sort of shut down by that. She put him in his place.
Good.
So we're
Time's up. Yeah, I'll let you finish the last sentence there.
We're all about promoting each other and working as a team.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
you.
We've heard from all our participants in round 1. I think it's about time we spoke to some of our special judges. Obviously, judges, you've heard from the guys in round 1. What do you think so far? Any tips or anything you're expecting? Anything that they've left out, or if I can start with Amy, anything you feel that they've left out, or anything they could try and look for in round 2?
I'm still looking.
You're still looking?
Still looking for my answers, so I'm still going to wait for my verdict.
Great. And if I can go to Rahul, obviously you've made some observations that you run your own businesses.
That's correct. Yeah.
So is there anything that you think maybe our participants could add on to in round 2, or?
I do like how they encourage to get on social media to show, and especially the last one.
Is there anything they've missed in particular, do you think?
Balance.
Balance, okay.
Yes, balance. It's female workforce is brilliant, but I think there needs to be a balance of the ratio.
Yeah.
I'm just talking from my experience and my business.
More or less a gender balance. You've got an equal.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Equality, sure. If we move on to the councillor.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's a great experience for me as well. I was not expecting all the female representative, which is really good, because when I do attend a restaurant, I haven't seen any female waiter, which is especially in our Bangladeshi restaurants. So I would like to say thank you to them, and especially listening to their personal stories, I can realize and recognize that women are in every sector. Why not in catering industry? And listening to the last guest or last participant, it's more interesting that from her personal experience and others, they all are really good, and I'm looking forward to the second round.
Great. If I can lastly ask Meghna, is there anything that you feel that obviously they've missed, or anything they could try and adopt in round 2?
I think all their stories are, obviously everyone's story is unique, and their experiences are unique, and I'd just like to say it's nice to see the females sort of expressing their experiences and stories, so we shall see.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Obviously, from our mentors, you've both had. You've got the mic. We'll stick with you. obviously, you've got a couple of the girls. Obviously, some of the participants. Is there anything you feel that they could add, or anything they've missed?
I think it's really great that they showcase the female staff as role models, encouraging other people to see, look, they're doing it, so why don't you join? I think it would be really interesting to see how they change the perception of, Bengali women. They're worried about what people are going to say if they start working. So. Showing that on social, and also changing the perception of it's actually okay to work in a restaurant. No one's going to judge you. That would be interesting to see. And also how they market, how do they attract them, what the channels they use. I'd like to see that as well.
Interesting. And if I can ask you, Tafazul?
Well, look, we're on the 21st century. There is no such thing as different gender. We're all unisex. We have to look at it as equal. We have to work together. And from my experience, to be honest with you, I've been running restaurant for many years. And I remember when I opened my first takeaway 24 years ago. And trust me, I took on a female receptionist then. and a delivery driver.
Sure.
And it made the difference. It creates a great atmosphere, and a work ethic it takes it to the next level. That's what I believe.
Great.
And I'm a strong believer of it. And to date, I have female in the kitchen as well as in the front. Actually, in the front, the female outnumbers the men.
Great, fantastic, great. Actually, I've got something interesting to ask you guys, Amy and Meghna. Both of you guys, you've got a youth worker background. So obviously you're working with a slightly second generation, third generation. Do you ever feel that there could be a gap analysis, a gap there that we could try and fulfil by actually introducing more female women into the industry and to become staff? If I start with Amy.
We're actually in a taboo. This whole catering circle is like a taboo to the third generation, because it's not getting introduced by their family. No one really talks about it. Everyone talks about other careers and not.
I think doesn't your family have a?
Yes,
it does. It does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. But again, my family didn't actually introduce us to the catering circle, so we didn't actually took an interest. So I think the family, everyone should actually.
It's important to have that drive from the family to try and
support.
help.
If they, especially if they do have restaurants, they should give the children an opportunity to try and especially the females.
Yeah, brilliant. I'll come back to you. That's great. If I can go to our panel judges, if I start with Nikita. Obviously, we've heard from some of our participants there. Is there anything you feel that there's something they've missed out, or something they could add to, or?
Actually, there is something. I think in a lot of the presentations, there was a lot unfortunately, about gender stereotypes, about women are good in these roles and men are good in these roles. And I want to hear more about gender equality, less gender stereotyping. Actually, men are great in customer service as well, and women are great in customer service. Men are great in the kitchen and women are great in the kitchen. So I want to know more about equality from our participants.
I think actually one of our participants from Shahida from Eastern Bengal, she did mention flexibility with having a work-life balance. So she manages having 3 children and running a business. So that's to balance that and have that is quite dedicated. Shows a lot of dedication.
Yeah, I think recognising, especially in Asian families, there is family pressures, and the restaurant being able to accommodate those family pressures and give women the options to be able to manage their lives is really important, and I think that is a key factor.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if I can move on to Asma, you run your own business. Obviously, we saw you know your business is run with female workforce, yeah. So obviously you are the prime example of what any restaurateur can do, and can actually run a business with female staff.
Yeah.
How can we replicate that? How can you mirror that?
See, the thing is that taking on her point, the women. I used to often hear men saying that, in the hot kitchen we don't have women. Yeah. You should see the size of the fire in front of which my women cook.
Wow.
And it's, we're obviously at every level.
Sure.
And it's not that we exclude men. We do have men. We do have men working in the bar. We occasionally have men as front of house, but never in the kitchen, because it is an all-female kitchen, and the average age of the women in my kitchen is 50.
50?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yes, we are all experienced thing. So this is the other thing that, I love the last participant who talked about having English people working there. I think the other problem is that, we are very racist. We just presume that, it's our own people, and you're going to have, so everybody looks the same. When you come into my restaurant, not everyone looks the same. People working in my kitchen, she's French and she's blonde and she's tattooed, and she's a very important part of the kitchen. And I think that, we need to rise above all these prejudices and fight it at every level. Open the doors and our hearts to people, so that, because this is where we will grow strong as a restaurant industry and also as a community.
Yes.
Because if you say people don't accept us, do we accept them? We don't.
I think one thing you just mentioned, just what you just said, I just picked up on. You said, open the doors, open your hearts.
Yes.
And you just said everything in a nutshell.
That's what we need to.
Yes,
we just
absolutely,
need to be. We need to show tolerance.
Yes.
And we need to show tolerance and grace. And I think that is what hospitality is all about.
Sure.
You come in there, you want to be looked after well.
Great. If I can move on to Ahmed Samad, you've been in the business for over 25 years, so you're one of the pioneers into the industry.
Over 40 years.
A long time. A long time.
I think things are changing now.
Yeah.
attitude is changing.
Yes.
In those days, say until about 10 years ago, you know, a restaurateur could never think to employ a woman, you know. And if they employed a woman, it had to be from another nationality, no nation. But things are changing now. The younger generation, those who are coming into the industry, and we have example, bankers and, you know, other professionals are moving into this industry, and their wives are coming along with them. So changes are being made. But I think overall, the entire community has to change their attitude, and also the restaurateurs themselves, in order to encourage women to come into this industry. And end of the day, we all know they're the best cooks.
Sure. So, I mean, obviously, so it's really a transition period. So obviously, it's a long-winded process, but it's gradually happening.
It's happening, I think.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Yeah? Brilliant. Thank you very much for all your comments, guys. Obviously, we've heard from all our participants what they've done and what they've spoken. Obviously, our judges, panel judges, you have 20% each of the votes. And obviously, you guys on this side, you've got 10%. So it's very, very important that every single vote counts. And hopefully, good luck to all our participants. And in between all of that just happened, I've actually got the results for round one. So unfortunately, in this round, we're going to have to lose Cliff Spice, our good friend Sheikh Nurul Islam from the first round. It's been quite tight at the moment. There's nothing to lose. There's still some results going on. But hopefully, we've got to find out, hopefully, a bit later on today, what happens in round two. But obviously, congratulations to everybody for getting through in round one. And obviously, mentors. So far, it looks like Tafazul, maybe someone from your team is going to leave us. Yeah, and obviously, anything.
Am I surprised? Come on.
You feel surprised?
I said, am I surprised?
There's still two more rounds, so I'll tell you what, let's carry on.
No, they all done well. Look, it's all about passing the message across.
We'll carry on.
And they've done very well.
We'll carry on. We'll go into round two and we'll see what happens. So, guys, I'll tell you what, let's not waste time and let's move on to round two. We've lost somebody in round one, but you know what? Our participants have still got a chance to go through to the Business Conference 2020. And it's nothing to lose, everything to win for. So let's move on and let's go on back to our first contestant in round two, who is Roshna Ancha from Jalsa Tandoori in Sidcup. I think she's making her way. Hopefully, she's on her way. She'll be here very, very soon. Coming back to what you just said to us there. Very quickly, just 3, 4, 5, just one sentence.
Well, look,
very quickly.
Like I said, somebody said, I said earlier, it's all about unisex, not about gender equality.
I think some of the people have actually said, they talked about equality and having that balance.
I think it's a global world. It's all unisex. What a man can do, a woman can do.
Do you know what? I totally agree with you there.
We must encourage every housewife, young ladies, to come forward and take our industry to the next level and save it for better.
Yeah. Do you know what? Let me add to that. Do you know something? Actually, at the moment, the fastest growing sport in the world is ladies football. It's growing really, really fast. Even my daughter plays football. Do you have a daughter?
I've got 3 boys.
You've got 3 boys. Okay. Maybe when you get a daughter-in-law, you never know. Further down the line,
right.
We'll see. We'll see. I think we've got our participant back on stage. Hi, how are you? You're back.
Yes,
you're back.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to round two. And in round two, we're going to actually talk about ways of attracting and recruiting. Some examples that you could try and give us. So in this round, we've only got 1 minute and 60 seconds, and your time starts now.
I'm sorry. I want to know clear. What do you say then? Question, please.
Yeah, the question is, in round two, what are the different ways, different avenues you could try and recruit, attract, and retain females?
All right.
How do you recruit your staff?
Yeah. First
time
of
starts
all,
now.
Yeah. First of all, why this is sometimes is the really I think it's very hard sometimes, because in the other trade we said is that every year's coming to the pay raise, but in this industry is very, I think it's a very, what is it called? After 2-3 years also is the same wages is going on. That is the one problem. And the others I want to explain to about the recruiting. Yes, I also mentioned maybe every restaurant we have to keep it there at least one female, and it will becoming the balance. And how we will recruit? As I'm thinking my idea is coming that like if the home from the home starting is like India, as like America and the other country, they live in when the child are grown up, they have the junior youth cooking competition, and the family and from the family they will grown up as a like department as a like cooking and management and the others.
Time's up. I'm so sorry. I'll let you finish the last sentence.
Yep.
Yeah, last sentence. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's
thank
great.
you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I can move on, if I can get Imran Ahmed back on stage from Longford Bolton, Coventry. Hi, Imran.
Hello.
You're back.
Yeah,
yep.
I'm back again.
We've got 60 seconds again. Obviously, we want to know specifically how do you recruit your staff in your business, and what incentives do you give?
Women in my place,
We've got 60 seconds, and your time starts now.
Thank you very much. What I do, I really more concerned about their problem, like women's problem, where they're facing difficulties, whether they're facing difficulties or not. That way, like say, for example, anyone saying backbiting, anything behind this sort of problem. So I do emphasize this sort of problem first of all, and then of course there's a friendly environment. So I hope that everyone, all of them owner, they have 2-3 unemployed women at the home. They're sitting down and doing nothing basically. They can bring their wife, they can bring their mother even to the work. They can do anything, whatever. They are committed to do work, but we are not bringing them in. That's our problem. So we need to sort out this problem, and this is the way we can survive our restaurant, our takeaway in the future. That's only because of if we can engage more women into the work.
Yeah. Sure, brilliant. Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. That's great.
Welcome very much.
Thank you very much. Yep. If I can get our third person back on stage, Shahida from Eastern Mangal, you're back. Yep.
Thank you.
How are we doing? All right. Not too nervous. You're doing so far so good. So far so good. So in your business, how do you look at? Give us some examples of how do you train your staff or recruit your staff, and what incentives do you give them? How do you retain them? And we've got 60 seconds, and your time starts now.
Okay. So when it comes to retaining our staff, especially women, we're looking at the long-term success for the restaurant of the business. That's about the quality that our staff give. So our women, they're front of house. At the moment, they're front of house. I'm opening a new one, so hopefully we'll get someone in the kitchen maybe. So we keep them highly motivated and excited to come into work every day, because if they don't have that, they don't want to come into work. They just want to call in, have a sickie. We acknowledge them, and one of the simplest way is running Employee of the Month. We invest in them. We give them the time that they need. So if they want a training in a different area or so forth, we provide that training. So it gives them a sense of purpose. So our management style is quite approachable. So we've said to our staff, if there's something that they want to change, or if an input that they need in place, we let them to come forward and say, this is our idea, and we try and implement it.
Brilliant. Thank you very, very much. If I can get our last contestant on, second to last actually, if I can get Adnan Ahmed back on stage from Suffolk, Orissa. Hi Adnan, you back?
Yeah, thank you.
Feeling comfortable?
As comfortable as I can be.
Very much. That's the good start. So obviously, we know what this round's about. Obviously,
yes, ways of attracting.
How to attract. So give us some examples of what you do in your business.
So basically, obviously,
and your time starts now.
Okay. 11 years the restaurant's been open, and 11 years of obviously building the trade, and 11 years of making sure that we've got a good reputation. That reputation is what the staff provide us. They're obviously the people that come along and help us develop the business. Females help us the most, obviously, because they come in, they offer that wow factor, because everyone expects the traditional Indian male to come and serve them, but when you have a female, whether white, Asian or whatever ethnic background it is, it helps a lot in the business. Development and training, I do all the development and training. So that way I've got the trust of them. They can come to me for anything. If there's any issues or anything like that, they can come to me. Either if it's business related or personal, I'm absolutely there 100%. That's why I can retain staff, and all my staff are there long term. I don't try and have people for short term, for a month, for 2 months. They are there for the long term, and they help me provide a better business and a better back.
Thank you very much. You've just finished right on time.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you. If we can get our last contestant on today, it's I think it's Natasha. You're back, Natasha from the Star in Surrey. Hi, Natasha. How are you doing?
Good.
I think, do you know, you're doing really well in round one, so let's see if we can try and keep it up.
I'll try.
We'll see. We'll try. We've got this time 60 seconds. How in your business, how do you retain staff, and how do you try and give them an incentive? What do you do? And your 60 seconds starts now.
Okay, so in terms of attracting staff, I feel that environment is key, especially with female members of staff, because a clean and healthy environment is a good environment. No one wants to see speckles of dust or lipstick stains on glasses or anything. So maintaining that and having them understand the way it works in the restaurant and keeping that maintained is key. Aside from the environment, it's the team as well, ensuring that all the team can work together, all the team gets along, because at the end of the day, a good restaurant starts with a good atmosphere. And if you don't feel that the team in the restaurant is working well together, then the restaurant atmosphere doesn't work, it doesn't collide. So when employing staff members, it's important to make sure that everything is there, that they understand what they have to do, their job role, their job title, and also that anything can be worked around, things can be negotiated, things can be looked into. There's my way or the highway. It's straight in, okay, let's see what we can do to keep you here and to keep you going. In my restaurant, there is no...
I'll let you finish your last sentence.
Okay, sorry. There's no set training. We all learn from experience, and that's how we get to develop ourselves.
Brilliant. Well said. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
I think we've heard from all our contestants. If I can come back to our special judges, if I can come back to our counsellor, Aisha. Obviously, you work in social care, from the past, and you've heard a lot from... They've spoken a lot about team building and having the environment, and I think one of them actually mentioned having Employee of the Month as an incentive. Is there anything else that you think they could do, or do you think they've missed out, do you think?
I think they have mentioned the environment, the cultural background. I would say that the community, what is said in our community is quite important. Backbiting has been also mentioned. I mean, they are experts and experience. I can say that already. They are covering quite a lot. Some consider, I think they did not even get the question probably at the beginning. This is the reason why they would have been able to cover the answers. But in my opinion, if they can comment or say something about the community, especially about our community, how it works. I mean, it feels like our women are not ready yet to go to work in a Bangladeshi or Indian restaurants, but when they can work in a KFC or McDonald's or other
So do you feel that the environment actually, that's something that's actually taking us behind, and that we need to actually try and improvise and improve on those things and try and create that working culture? In
a way, I think a cultural aspect is quite important. Yep. The women are working in every sector in the community. I mean, professional, doctors, engineer, barrister, why not in the restaurant industry? And it seems like when a female running a restaurant, they can retain and keep their staff, female staffs, for longer probably. And it seems like the women can do a good job. It doesn't matter where they go, if it's restaurant or not. And this is what we can see today. So, I mean, I think what we can see from the first and second round, I am quite sure that this will continue on our third round as well. So we need more sort of like management. The female need to be on the management, not just answering the calls and doing the easy job. They can do anything and everything. So we need them on the management.
Thank you. If I can ask Meghna, obviously from your background, you've got some family businesses in the past and everything else. If you've got some past, and everything else, do you feel that obviously what you've heard from our participants, is there anything you feel that they could add or they've missed out maybe?
At the moment, I think some of them have added like the incentive for Employee of the Month.
Yeah.
I think that's attractive for any member of staff, and
Sure.
if you get that encouragement, it's good for personal and professional development as well. So far, they've included some key things as teamwork's important and being inclusive of everybody. So yeah.
Sure, brilliant. If I can write this rule, obviously from a male perspective, we're hearing a lot of echoes about gender balance and having equality. What are your thoughts, and maybe what could you say? Because obviously you run multi-cuisine operators, and I've heard through the grapevine, never been invited, that you've got a mixed balance of male and female staff.
Yeah.
Do you feel, is there anything that maybe the participants could try and do, or what are your thoughts on that?
I hear more about staff retaining and how they bond, like on a staff event, going out, how they do on the management side of things, how they do their recruitment processes. It'd be very interesting for me to know. Yeah, okay.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you. And also, if I can very quickly just go back to Aisha, to Amy. My fault. I'm sorry. You're both beautiful women. Yeah, and I've got my glasses on. Sometimes, because obviously you're a youth worker as well, and do you feel that there's a cross section that we're actually missing because people are not interested? What can restaurateurs do in the industry to try and what other incentives are there? We heard about Employee of the Month, or are there any other types of feedback mechanisms we could try and think about?
If there was to give a bit more incentive, just an Employee of the Month wouldn't just attract, because they have to be working to get the incentive.
Yeah.
But if they was to give them some kind of come on board show, something extravagant for them to think, right, okay, we don't mind trying this, then maybe some females will actually come on board. But
sure.
Until then.
Okay, so I think it's a long process, but hopefully it'll take time, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, if I can come on this side. Asma, obviously you've heard a lot, and what do you think needs to be done? What does your heart tell you?
Well, the elephant in the room was not mentioned, which is pay.
Right.
No one talked about paying. And that is so important, because this is a huge problem, because as the restaurants get squeezed, they squeeze the staff. And this is why you don't retain staff. Whether it's male or female, it's really important to pay fairly, equally. That's another issue that I hear a lot, because my doors are always open. A lot of females who are working in industry come in. And, there are women who come in who say that, I work in a Bangladeshi restaurant because the other person is more attractive, gets paid a bit more. So all these allegations of unfairness, the main thing is that if you tell people that I trust you, you are equally valued, pay them the same wage.
Sure.
And look after them, and don't, I don't think people should be exploited as hours. If your contract is 40 hours, it should be 40 hours. You do 42, you get paid for 2 hours extra. Because I think that this whole, because a lot of these restaurants started off as family businesses, and it's your uncle, it's only your cousin, it's only your chacha, it doesn't matter. But when this person is coming from outside, it does matter. And these are how you will retain staff. You honor them by respecting their labor. And the best way to do it is payment.
Sure. If we actually look at a lot of things, obviously we've got yourselves, you're all in the industry. Different sectors, obviously. Mr. Samad Chaudhry, he's been in the industry for over 40 years. You've seen a lot through your eyes. Is there only one tip that you could give to try and attract more females? Just one tip.
I think it's the attitude again.
It's the attitude.
I'll say, yeah. And then the other thing is wages, of course. I echo what you have said. The other thing is understanding the issue about working hours. We are encouraging the ladies to come into the industry, but we cannot, sort of impose upon them to be attending same as the men folk, So we got to understand that they have their special needs. Some of them may be housewives, and they have children. So we have to be a little bit, understanding on that area.
Thank you very much. And Nikita, just coming back to you. Obviously, running a very successful your business. Obviously, what is there any one tip that you could give maybe our participants or to the industry in general? Anything you could think of?
I think. Well, I'm going to pick up on two things. One thing that Asma mentioned, gender pay gap, very important. Women should be treated equally and rewarded equally for the same work. And the second thing I would say is it's all about respect. You give the same respect to each individual, regardless of their gender, regardless of their race or whatever it is. It is about respecting each individual that is in your team and is in your company. And if you respect those people, then they will respect each other as well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Nikita. Thank you. The results have come in, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a little break. Come back after the break. Welcome back after the break, and we've been away for a little while, but the good news is the results are in, and I've got a little button here, and if I press the button, it will tell me exactly who's going through to round 3. So fingers crossed, good luck, and here we go. So in round 3, we have Eastern Mungo with 88, The Star with 82, Arusa with 70, Longford Balti with 60, and Jalsa Tandoori with 46. So unfortunately, we're going to have to say bye-bye to Arusha Ancha from Sid Cup, Jalsa Tandoori, and the other guys, they go through. If we go to our mentors very, very quickly, if I go to Shrina, obviously, I can see that all three of you must be mentoring. Really, what are you giving them? You're mentoring.
Money.
Is that what you're doing?
No, I mean, no.
You're giving them money?
I'm not.
Right. Because you must be doing something right, because all three of you are...
Good advice.
Fantastic. That's good. Very, very good. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
That's all I can say to you. Yeah. So obviously, I think our mentors are doing a great job there. And judges, you still know, got one more round to go. This can be the make or break round. So I can see you're all making lots of notes. You've all got 20% of the votes each. And also to our special judges, you guys here, you've also got 10% each. So keep writing, do what you got to do, and best of luck. If we now move on to round 3. Back for round 3, and first on stage we have Imran Ahmed from Longford Balti. Hi, Imran, you still here? That's great news. You still here? Yep.
Yes, I'm here.
That's
very much to the judges to bring me up to the round level. And thank you very much to you as well.
Thank you. We've got
giving me some time, like 2 minutes and 1 minute, but it's not enough for me. See, I need way more minute to discuss everything. You see,
well, you're doing phenomenally well.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
In this round, it's round 3, and it's looking at savings and profits. So, what do you feel? Same thing. We've got a minute. How do you save? How do you save money, in terms of when you're actually recruiting female
recruiting women, yeah.
Yeah. So if I 60 seconds and your time starts now.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have only 60 seconds, and I'll have to find out 2 points from these basically attracting women into the work. That's number 1. Get bigger space in the kitchen. And number 2, change the mentality of everyone who owns the restaurant. That's why we can bring more women to the work. We can get more friendly work with the women. This is what I like, so I believe everyone would like that one to work with.
Do you feel that, is there any solution that you could give, any solution that you could give to try and actually address the shortage of female staff?
That's basically change the mentality. You see, that's you change the mind. Like, say, women is the main power. It's like 50% empowerment of the anywhere in the world. So the woman is the most important. So you cannot be a success man or success businessman, whatever you call, but you cannot be success without the woman into the world.
I'll let you finish your last sentence.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yep.
Yeah.
If we move on, if we can get back on stage, Shahida Rahman from Eastern Mungo. You're back, Shahida. Well done. Keep going. You're doing really, really well.
Thank you.
Obviously, for you, the same question applies. What needs to be done to address the shortage?
Okay, shortage.
What solutions would you give? And we've got 60 seconds. and your time starts now.
So we need to create a better environment, equality between men and women. One way we do it is letting them have fun. So we've got a little staff room where they can have fun, they can chill out. So it builds a colleague relationship between the men and women. Award longevity for staying in the business, the restaurant industry for a little bit longer. So it encourages them to stay with us. We've got, what should I say? We also want to address the fact that, the Muslim women out there, they don't want to come forward because, not working with other men. But you know what? Change of society now. This world has become more diverse. Women need to get out there and, come on, step up your foot and go into that industry. That's what I say anyway. Go. It's a road to success. So women are on the road to success as well.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Great. That's great news. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If I can get our third person back on stage, it's Adnan Ahmed from Orissa in West Suffolk. Adnan, same question comes to you. We've got 60 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, what top solutions would you give?
So pay is a big thing. Obviously, everyone's out to work for money. Obviously, make sure that everyone's equal pay. Incentives as well, offering bonuses and obviously giving them that drive. To obviously succeed, in the business, try and promote them as well, try and give them a more of a managing role, make sure that they go out there and they feel like they're in power as well as everybody else. So basically keep everyone equal, and obviously try and show that we're reliable and we can be fallen back on as well. So that's a big thing as well, because obviously nowadays people can't trust each other, so we need to make sure that we have trust in our industry so that we can bring the females on board and obviously try and get them developing as well in our industry, and we can only grow with the women in life. Just like if you're married as well, you can only grow with your partner. So same with a business as well, you can only grow with the females.
On that note,
cool.
You finished right on time.
All right, thank you.
If we can get our last participant to come on stage. We have Natasha back on stage from the start. Hi, Natasha, you back?
Yep.
Yep, hi there. Yep, same question addresses that goes to you. How would you address any solution you would give to try and minimise the staff shortage of having female staff in a business? You've got 60 seconds and your time starts now.
If I was to nail it down to 3 top solutions, my first would be for the managers already in the industry, whether male or female, to really take it upon themselves to push females that they already know into the industry. Families, friends, anything. Fathers, get your daughters in. Uncles, get your nieces in. Really push them to know that they can do that, whether, no matter what job role it is, chef, kitchen porter, front of house staff, host, bar staff, push them to know that they can do it, and they will enjoy it. It will build their confidence. Secondly, I'd say when advertising, be specific. Specify if you want that you want a female. If not, that's fine. Just specify the job role. Also include everything. So what their job partakes, what they have to do, their rates, their benefits. Really give the details so they know what they're getting themselves into. No diversions or anything, straight to the point. And thirdly, I think it's important to empower females. At schools, from a young age, empower them to know that they can be what they want to be. They can go into what they want to do.
I'll let you finish your last sentence there.
That's it.
You finished right on time. Stay where you are. Stay exactly where you are. If we can get the rest of our participants to come back, that'd be great. Yeah. So if everyone comes back and Adnan and Shahida, that'd be great. Yeah. Now, this is the fun part now for all our judges here. It's time to grill some of these participants. If I can start with Nikita, is there anything you want to ask one of the participants, something specific or something maybe they've missed or something they could try and look upon?
I think I'm going to ask Adnan a question actually. Okay. So you talked about equal pay. Mm-hmm. What is your average male salary and what is your average female salary, roughly?
Everyone's paid equally. So I pay people £10 an hour. Mm-hmm. That's the starting wage. So if you're new, then obviously that's the starting wage, £10 an hour. And then as you are there for a little bit longer, you do. you do get paid a little bit more as well. But the incentives are obviously tips and also bonuses as well. So obviously if you do well, if the business does well, I always make sure that I give bonuses out. So everyone is treated equally. There is no, oh, you're female, you're going to get paid less, or you're male, you get paid less or more, or whatever. Everyone's treated equally. Everyone works the same, so that's the way I believe as well. And not only that, my partner, my wife, she used to work with me as well, and then we've had two girls as well. So I've got two more girls in the family, and I want them to, inshallah, one day take over the business. Possibly,
Thank you.
All right.
If I can get Mr. Samad. Okay. Anything, Emma.
Okay. You said about the space and mentality, yeah?
Yes.
About the space, kitchen space.
Yeah.
But we know that it's not up to the business owners to make sure that there is enough space. What if the space is limited? What would you do?
Of course, we have to survive from there, you see, but because we are from Muslim background, and most of the women is from the Muslim background, and they don't want like in a too tight situation, working in a too tight situation, you know what I mean? So, but we can make a space in there. There is no reason to excuse it like, oh, we cannot make a bigger space in there. We can make a space, and we can do that. If I can do that, I can take our one freezer away from there. I can make a better space for the women. You see, this is what we need, because we don't want to get like say like walking two staff there and cross the one male and one female. Anything like they don't like it. Like women, I realize that the women don't like it. Like say like in this environment,
okay,
so they need a bigger space for that. And
I get your point.
Yeah, and for the mentality, I was gonna say to you.
Thank you.
Mentality
Thank you very much, Imran. Yeah, let's move on. We'll add it back. Yeah, Philippe, put that back there. If I can ask Asma, is there a question you'd like to ask?
I have a question for Shahida.
Shahida, yep. Shahida, just come to the mic. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect.
I was interested in your point about the fact that the hospitality is for Muslim women as well. I mean, I'm Muslim as well, and I know that we are severely underrepresented, within our own community. Our men don't take us seriously, and so it's interesting. As nice you wear a hijab, and you're encouraging, you're calling out to other women, and I think that I don't necessarily think that kitchen is a tight space. We have 9 women. It's difficult, 9 women in a small space. We need to rise above all of these things. The point is that in today's world, I want to know anything else that you had to add to this thing about how you reach out to women of our own community.
With our own community, I've got I've got an open kitchen, so women, the front of house staff, everyone's seen. So if we're hiding anyone behind closed doors or something, our staff can have that environment. Everyone is seen. Our chefs are seen. Our cooks are seen, the waiters at the door are seen, the hostess is seen, everyone is seen. So we don't want to close off doors. So that's the way we keep it. And we want, the other thing is posting on social media. So we want all of our staff to come forward, especially the women that we've got. We've got 3 women at the moment, and obviously, like I said, opening a second restaurant, and the third one, inshallah, opening soon as well. So we want to encourage more women by doing this social media, which is, it's everywhere now. So posting pictures that, their staff in this restaurant is something that we've got more people coming forward for.
So trying to break that barrier.
Because this older generation, if you don't break that barrier and encourage this older generation, hold on a minute, we're women of the future, we need to step up. Otherwise, our kids are going to be growing up and not knowing what they're going on into, We need to break that little bit of a barrier where that generation understands that women need to go out there now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Obviously, we can come back to you. Obviously, we've heard from our participants. Is there something you want to ask Natasha in particular?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, other than yourself, I know you mentioned you've got 2 or 3 other female staff working in the restaurant. Are there any females in leadership roles?
At the moment, there's no females in leadership roles, but it's the management is very much family-based, so the wife and the children of the manager are involved in partaking in the restaurant's decor or the menu. If we were to redesign the menu, they're very vocal with that, and they're very involved in that, yeah.
Brilliant, thank you very much. If I go to our special judges, so if I go to Meghna, is there anything you want to ask one of the guys there? One of the participants, if you want to ask one of them?
Yes, I would. I would like to ask Shahida a question.
Very quickly, yeah, very quickly.
Thank you.
Very quickly, I know you mentioned about longevity in work. Do you have flexible working options?
Yeah, we've got flexible working hours. So if for some reason we've got some of the women that just need to take time off, we've got someone that will always be there to cover us. The managers are happy to step down and cover. So we've got that flexible hours of working. So I know we open from 3 till late, so about 12 o'clock. We open till we allow our staff, if it's 4 hours they can work, we allow them to work that 4 hours, and we've got other people to step in to take over that time. So the flexibility is there for that staff. Childcare issues, anything, we're happy to step up and take in.
So you have full-time and part-time options as well. Great.
Brilliant. Thank you very, very much. If I can come back to and also get our counsellor, is there anything you'd like to ask? You've got 30 seconds.
If I may ask, Natasha, that you have mentioned your personal experience from the first day. If you can imagine that you were not the daughter of the owner, how would you have felt, and would you have continued what you are doing today?
So I'm not the daughter of the owner. It's just my dad used to work there. But all the staff members that were there when I went there, it was just the manager that I knew. But we didn't know each other on a personal level. There was no sort of initial connection there. It was just I go in, say hi, get a free drink or something, and that would be it. So I literally knew no one. It was just like stepping into a regular new job.
Lovely. I misunderstood, but thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Brilliant. Obviously, come back to Amy. Is there anything you want to ask? 30 seconds, a very quick,
Yeah, I would
quick
like
fire
to ask
question.
Adnan, how would you accommodate a pregnant woman?
How would I accommodate a pregnant? Well, my
pregnant
wife.
staff.
Yeah, my wife. She was pregnant when she was working. So obviously she was off.
Yeah,
she's off currently as well now. So we provide full pay as well in regards to.
So there is parental leave.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we encourage it as well. Because
How long did you have them
working for us prior to being pregnant, or
pregnant to maternity leave?
she's still on maternity leave at the moment. So, but in general, are we talking about?
No, meaning like how long? When was her maternity leave, and which?
So 3 months before they can go off, and then obviously from then onwards they can take off. But we haven't had any sort of circumstances like that. So obviously my wife was the first, and obviously she won't be the last in the future.
Sure.
Okay.
If we can move on, if I can get Rahul, is there anything you want to ask in particular to one of you? You've got 30 seconds, because we're really running out of time.
Nishita's saying about leaders, women leaders in Bangladesh, the big parties there, women prime ministers. Just wanted to ask the star, is there any females in the kitchen?
So we had a kitchen porter in the kitchen. She had the opportunity to work up into kitchen prep and chefing, but she was only temporary. She didn't want to stay for that long. She didn't want to move up.
Go up as a sous chef or a pastry chef?
She had the opportunity to, but she was studying at the same time, so she wanted to go off and continue that and, fly the nest.
Brilliant. Thank you very, very much. Obviously, we've heard a lot of questions from all our judges and from our panel judges and from our special judges. I know you've all been busy. I've seen all of you on your little iPad, just voting for the best. Obviously, I know everyone's got a favourite here. I will come back to the mentors in a second. Obviously, with our panel judges as well, I can see Nikita. There's a lot of scribbling going on there. Yeah. So I think you've been very, very busy. But you know what? The scores have actually come in, and I've actually got them here. So hopefully we will find out very soon. Do you think we should press the button? I can't hear anybody. Yeah. We should, yeah? Okay, thank you. Yeah, that helps. It gives me a bit of oomph, Thank you. So hang on, we'll press the button, and let's see what's happened. So we have the Star Restaurant with 92, Orissa with 88, Eastern Mongol with 86, and Longford Bolton with 48. Unfortunately, we're going to have to lose Longford Bolty and Eastern Mongol. So we have the Star Restaurant with 92. Natasha, congratulations. And we have Orissa, Adnan as well, congratulations. So I think you guys have done really, really well today. Well done, congratulations. Now, obviously, mentors. You've got, obviously, if I can come to Shrina first, obviously, Natasha, she's your... she was, you mentored Natasha, yeah? So is there anything, how are you feeling now? Are you proud?
I am proud. One of the things that has come about in this conversation is we're talking about women coming in from our families, coming into the restaurant, and cooking at home is very different to the high-pressured atmosphere of having to cook for customers, hundreds of them sometimes. So there is an element of, this is all nice to give tips of attracting and retaining, etc., but the people at home, they also need to understand and start learning about what it means in terms of being a professional cook as well. The other question that wasn't raised is, you know, when you're creating a male-female environment, there are complexities involved, and on the management side, if there's an issue, that's hard to address. Sure. How do you approach that? So there is training that needs to be done on the management side, but there's also we're talking about, we need to be approachable, but where are the rules? What are the HR policies so that employees understand what is acceptable behaviour, what isn't, and also do the staff feel comfortable to approach the management?
I think obviously she's gone through, you've got loads of time, so you can mentor more and try and give us some more.
Yeah, so those things that I think are worth...
Very quickly, 10 seconds, how do you feel?
Well, I feel good. Adnan won as well. Yeah. Those second.
We will meet the winners in a second. Yeah.
Well done, congratulations. They all did well.
Fantastic.
I thought, what's her name? Shahida did very well as well. Brilliant. She covered a lot, and she represents the Muslim, and I'm saying in particularly Muslim ladies with hijab and running a restaurant. She is an idol. You know, you can look up to her, and I would highly recommend all the ladies, you know, pull your socks, go into our industry and save our industry. Take it to the next level. Thank you.
Well said. Congratulations, guys. Actually, no, we haven't actually met you guys, have we? So Adnan and Natasha, congratulations. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations. Guys, you've done really, really well today. Do you know that?
Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. You've done very, very, very well today. Natasha, how do you feel? Is there anything you want to say? Is there anything you want to say, Natasha?
No, I'm just pleased.
Is there anything? Yep.
I'm just pleased that I'm through. And
well done. So all that hard work pays off, and I think your mentor has done a fantastic job today, mentor. Done really, really well there. And obviously, Adnan, how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. It was interesting. Yeah, it was an interesting experience, and obviously something to look forward to in the future as well, to try and improve our industry as well. So it's an eye opener as well. So it's quite good. Right.
Brilliant. Asma, a question for you, because obviously we've got an equal representation here. So we've got one female winner, one male winner. Obviously, there's been quite a few judges keeping all the points. Yeah. In your restaurant, how do you feel? Why did you decide to have an all-female restaurant? Was that your strap line, your USP,
No.
or?
It was because the restaurant actually originated as supper clubs in my house.
Right.
And these were nannies from the school and cleaners in the hospital that were near my house. And they came to my house and helped me when I started supper clubs on weekends, because most of them worked for French families. I live in South Kensington. On Sundays, they're just asked to leave. They had nowhere to go.
Sure.
So they would come on Sundays to my supper club and help me cook and then eat the food. And it was, they never got to see any Indian soap operas. It was just this big, like a kind of, mela. Mm-hmm. All of us got together. But in that friendship that started 20 years ago, some of them I've known for a long time, and the supper club that started in 2012.
Great.
Of course they would come
very, very well, far and beyond. Good luck.
Yeah, so they followed me through. And
great work, fantastic.
So, yeah, it's a very different journey.
Brilliant. If I can ask some closing comments.
I think it's been very interesting. Mm-hmm. And the thought about having this episode.
We actually thought we'll do it slightly different this time.
Yeah, it was a brilliant idea. And I think many ladies will be encouraged to join the industry. And also the men folks will encourage their wives and daughters to join the industry.
Thank you very, very much. And Nikita, some closing comments on how the show went today.
I think it's fantastic that Catering Circle has picked up on this issue, and I'd like to applaud everyone involved with putting the episode together, because it is a real inspiration and it's something that needs to be talked about.
Absolutely.
I think even us just talking about it, discussing it, everybody's drawn on inspiration from each other, and I've been very humbled to be on this amazing panel as well. So thank you so much.
Fantastic, brilliant. Thank you very, very much. Obviously, from a special judge, it's really really running out of time. I haven't got a lot of time, so very, very briefly, 15 seconds. If I can start with yourself, Meghna, very quickly.
15 seconds. Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to say congratulations to the two contestants who've participated and all the participants. And yes, it's an amazing topic. We need to, whatever walk of life we're from, we should encourage young people, women, girls to, move in the industry.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
encourage
very, very much. Thank you. Rahul, very, very briefly, we've got 15 seconds.
Congratulations, and it's good to know that there's paternity leave and so on that you support, and females in the kitchen. Just, hashtag catering circle. That's what I got.
Wonderful. I like that. I like that you just squeezed that in. And from
I
our
want to say
councillor?
congratulations to the Channel S. First reason is that they are the first and best to choose the best topics for the community. Secondly, I would like to say congratulations to everyone who have participated. They all are brilliant. But
Everyone's a
yes,
winner.
congratulations to the two winners. But who are not winners, but next time, there is always a next time.
Yes,
Good luck from me.
From Aisha?
Just congratulations, and I'm just sad that Saida had to leave, and well done to you guys both.
Brilliant. And obviously, we're going around, so I'm so sorry, guys. I'd love to give you more time, but we're really running out of time. Obviously, if I come to you, Sharina,
I've run out of words because I just want to say
You're gobsmacked.
congratulations. Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Because
But you're proud.
I'm very proud, but the topics have given food for thought because a lot of these topics people haven't thought about.
Sure.
So, yeah, well done.
Well done, well done. Okay, and obviously, mentor, you've got to pull your socks up. You did say a bit earlier, pull your socks up.
Yeah, that's
So you need
right.
to pull your socks up.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. We all should do it as an industry as a whole.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there is a way out. If we work together as united, we will do it.
Brilliant. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Winners, you guys done really, really well. Everybody, you know what? Everybody's a winner. Everyone's travelled from all parts of the UK, and to actually share your experiences, that means the world to everybody. How do you guys feel at the moment? If I can start with Natasha, how do you feel?
Overwhelmed. I'm happy that I've been able to have the opportunity to come here and make a difference. And I'm just happy I got to share my thoughts with everyone.
We'll hopefully see more of you. And same to you, Adnan. How do you feel, Adnan?
I feel really good, actually. I was surprised that I came second. Everybody did really well. I'm really happy that the equality is a big thing that's been solved as well, which is nice to see. And hopefully we'll see more of that in the future in our industry.
Brilliant. Thank you very, very much. Well, you know what? Today, we've actually found out who two more of our contestants will go through to the Business Conference 2020, hopefully. And there's a lot more episodes to come, so stay tuned. Make sure you watch Channel S, Catering Circle, all the time. And obviously, I'd like to thank all our judges. Thank you very, very much, our panel judges. And also, I'd actually also thank you to all our special judges and our mentors. And we've actually got another episode coming up very, very soon on the 3rd of September, episode 6, Attracting the Younger Generation. So stay tuned. Keep watching Channel S. Thank you very much. My name is Halal Malik.